Hello.
You meant to trigger
dude, the mouse is fucked. The mouse is fucked. The mouse is fucked, and it's not been. I can't click anything properly.
Wow, terrible. Well, no intro this week then.
No, sorry, no intro this week.
Thanks to Jake, just straight in then.
I couldn't help it. It was the mouse had died, and the only way you can make it come back to life is by clicking. And it was over the mainstream.
It's because you got this like cheap fake Evangelion mecha mouse.
It's fucking sick.
No, it's really not.
But I've not. It's sick. Let's be honest.
It's really not that great.
The mouse is fucking dope.
It's like from China, and like
hey, it was fun. It's a fun mouse, and it's wireless, and it works very well.
This is what I mean by Jake be shopping.
I've not been able to charge it properly since I've gotten it, so that's the problem.
Stupid move.
Yeah, basically.
Stupid move. Well, welcome to this week's episode of the show. We have plenty in store this week, but before we dive into this week's topics, quick announcement: book club. Second episode out, because we're so kind, we're so loving that we just like put another one out for free. So you can check that out on the main channel. And
I think the last one we're going to put out for free though, right?
Yeah.
So if you want any more of the book club, definitely come and join the Patreon.
Yeah.
All the links and all that good stuff is in the description below. And
even if you're not interested in book club, our Discord is a really wonderful little place. So
fun place, dank memes.
Yeah.
Cool
fun
folks.
Conversation, cool folks. But yeah, let's just go right in. Since we had no intro today, we might as well go full in, completely raw
dogging all the way.
Raw dog all the way.
Okay.
Okay. So what should we hit first on our list of docket things?
Well, the first things first was the new generation of AI girlfriend app chatbot thingies that are going to be emerging.
Haven't there been there've been quite a few of these.
Oh, and of course, as soon as we come to this part where we want to play all the clips, none of the fucking OBS works.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, I love it when it does this. Well,
just keep talking to me anyway. But haven't there been quite a few iterations?
So there's this replica thing to start with, and that kind of got a lot of attention because it was sort of you were able to sweet talk a chatbot into sending you like generated fake nudes. Simulating some sort of online relationship or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like a 3D model and it's like much more interactive.
Yeah.
It's less kind of... Well, that's how they've done it in the video anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like some ginger chick with like her...
A busty
tits,
ginger
like
chick that then
busty ginger
who then
chick.
all of a sudden twists and turns into a big titty goth GF. So you can have whatever flavor GF you want.
Whatever flavor GF you want, basically.
Which is, interesting. And then the video we were showing is basically this guy called Asmongold reacting to it, who is kind of like the chief greaser on the internet. Like, he is like a big streamer and someone that plays a lot of World of Warcraft. Mm-hmm. Someone that 15-year-old Jake would have respected a lot, but like someone that 30-year-old Jake maybe respects a little bit less, but does enjoy watching his stupid opinions of. So,
well, what did he say about it then?
It was like, oh, women are over. Basically, like this is
it's over for us hoes.
Yeah, because now and that he had also heard a rumor basically that a female friend of his had a female friend that was using a boyfriend chatbot, and that there was some sort of, I think he said some sort of stupid story about it, talking about it being an AI, and then when it had found out that it was an AI, it kind of broke itself and then stopped kind of being her boyfriend, and she had to get a new AI boyfriend.
Oh my god.
But that sounds like some bullshit that a chick would make up to me. And then he staunchly defended it on the stream because it was a friend of his, or probably maybe even a girlfriend or something of his, that fucking told him this shit. And it was just like, bro, that is 100% some shit. That sounds like a lie. It sounds like a female lie.
A female lie.
Because it's about technology. So they're just sort of like winging it. Like, oh, it broke. When I Googled Google, the internet broke. And you're like, did it now, Rebecca? Did it? Like,
pipe down.
I don't think it did.
Pipe down with the misogyny, Jake. Pipe down with
You
that.
can't say anything these days. It's fucking PC gone mad.
I don't think that you should be complaining about women when it's like men who are being mesmerized and enchanted by these like fucking busty AI chatbot girlfriends.
It's because they're lonely. It's because they. Oh, Quinn is in the chat.
Oh my
Hey,
God, Quinn from Quinn's Ideas.
We need to have him back
Holy
on in the
shit.
new year.
Yeah, dude, we have a lot like of sci-fi shit that we want to talk to you about.
100%.
The zeitgeist is ripe for it. So yeah, definitely.
Well, there's like a sci-fi unfolding in front of our very eyes. At the
Yeah,
moment,
I mean,
all this UFO shit.
yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Well, no, even this AI
Even
girlfriend
this AI
shit that we're talking about.
It's AI. This is literally Joaquin Phoenix. Her. Well, it's not even. It's like it's weird because that was a much more like abstracted version of an AI girlfriend, where it was just kind of like a human,
disembodied.
It was a human level intelligence, but like that was totally disembodied. But because they were of a beyond human level intelligence, which is kind of what that was really exploring. Like, right? If you're not shackled by the physical constraints of a body that needs to shit and eat and get tired and be constrained to physicality and can only look at one web page at a time because you only have two eyes. Like all these things.
What about the Joybot? Joybot in Blade Runner, she's a hologram and he has to hire a physical prostitute in order to have sex with her. So
yeah. But again, she's like a human level, and she's a disembodied human level intelligence.
Yeah.
And the way that those people interact with that disembodied human level intelligence is natural as engaging with a disembodied intelligence could be.
Yeah.
Right?
He's just like in bed, like jacking himself off.
Why I'm getting really spurgy and autistic about the way in which we communicate to AI and stuff is because I think it has a massive difference in the way that we perceive it and the way that it will impact us and our decision making around it and all this kind of stuff.
But what about in terms of relationships and sexuality?
Well, this is what I'm saying, right? Like, so when it's just like when it's replica and there's like a picture type thing that changes and levels up. I think it was with the more interaction and engagement that you give with the bot.
Yeah.
That then sort of is a different kind of thing. When it's all text based, because that's a different mechanical process, which is not natural in a way, right? Not to say writing isn't natural, but it kind of isn't. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like just talking and stuff. This is what happens.
Can you talk to this one?
Yeah, and no, you can't. I don't think. But this is what I'm saying, right? Like this is what makes her and Blade Runner so compelling and powerful for Joaquin Phoenix and for Ryan Brosling as
Ken.
Ken, as Ken was doing. It's like they can get super wrapped up and super fucking involved really intimately with these intelligences, and you could almost argue that they have like a real relationship.
Whereas this is just for coming.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
This podcast does come back around to coming an awful lot.
It all comes down to come at the end of the day.
That's just kind of where the culture's at as well.
The culture is in a very Coomery. There's a lot of I don't know. I feel like the death drive is kind of in full gear, but at the same time, there's like all this.
Well, that's the flip side to the death drive,
yeah,
right?
It's the flip side.
It's the fluid of life.
Yeah. Coom. Well, yeah, I think all of our subjects saved too have to do with Coom today. If we can get OBS working, we can show some of our clips. But yeah, the sort of AI girlfriend thing, the cartoon element of it was the thing that I found the most disturbing because
like
I think
Pixar, like Mummy Frozen.
Yeah.
Like Judy Hopps, that's a different one. That'll be a different bot that comes. It's like the Judy Hopps kind of like furry style.
What is the degeneracy that our culture is devolving into? Like, I'm actually.
I don't know. There's like a meme attached to some YouTuber that he has a fucking a thing for Judy Hopps, which is hilarious.
What a disgusting freak. He should be in jail. We should put him in jail. What was I saying? No. Yeah, the fact that it's cartoonish kind of makes me feel like it's aimed towards kids. And that sort of ties into our next topic a little bit with Twitch's flirtation with unleashing the thoughts. That sort of happened this week where Twitch sort of was lifting its ban on quote unquote artistic nudity. And out came the thoughts with their wet titties to titillate Twitch's audiences, which are mostly like isn't it like mostly young, like really young?
I think they did like a thing where it's just like the demographics are 14 to 24, which seems fair enough. But then within the UK, that means that's like 2 years of like non-consensual age gap or whatever, right?
Yeah.
In America, that's a 4-year gap, which is definitely considerable. But then also, like, I think it's kind of like, I think a lot of the pushback and a lot of the frustration that people have felt with it is that this was kind of a place really to... It's kind of been taken over by gaming, and it has a real big gaming culture. And there isn't really a lot else other than like people chatting shit, basically.
Politics.
And reacting streaming, politics or whatever, titty streams, bathtub streams, all that kind of shit, right?
Bathtub streams.
Yeah. There's
Jesus Christ.
but that's kind of the point, right? Is that women have been gaming streams, not streams, Twitch's stream algorithm, for fucking years, like through all of these various.
Well,
other
I mean, last week we did our episode where we talked about Squid Game and the sort of high risk, high reward aspect of our culture and how that ramps up as economic competition gets worse, as the economy gets worse. And I said we were going to see whoring like we've never seen before. Heian Japan levels of whoring. And look, lo and behold, and that's again back to the whole Twitch thing. That these women are practically grooming kids in a way, or that's kind of what they're aiming to do. Yeah. And it seems as if with a lot of this stuff that's coming out, it's sort of aimed towards getting younger, more impressionable audiences hooked on these parasocial relationships, so that these companies or like people like influencers can endlessly profit, which I think is just a dark that's like straight from the heart of Mordor.
Well, it is a move by Twitch because they had to shut down their South Korean servers because they weren't making money. So there's areas, and I think even they still don't make money, even though Amazon provides all of their fucking backbone for basically free, I would assume, because it's the same company. And they still can't make any fucking money because they do a 50-50 split. All of the creators have said we don't want anything less than a 50-50 split.
Wow.
But for them to drive traffic, there's occasionally changes in the meta of what is allowed and what is disallowed. And then this kind of pushes people to behave in different ways, unless you were someone that just does video game streams or does your own creative thing, right? Like Twitch is somewhere where you could literally host a Bob Ross show every week.
Yeah, you could do something super wholesome.
It is literally the infrastructure to host your own live TV show. And you can do that into whatever capability that you can. And it could be literally fucking anything. And all people do is play Fortnite and GTA 5 and talk about fucking Israel, Hamas, and fucking put wet titties up.
Yeah.
Which is I think they kind of, it has really shown that the internet has, all the popular places on the internet like Twitch really cater to this sort of basic bottom common denominator.
Well, everything on the internet feels like a race to the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And then they also, but
everything.
The ironic like thing as well is that all of the Twitch people seem to see like everyone like has a side these days, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's another streaming platform called Kick.
Yeah.
That is funded by this fucking crazy dude who has a gambling platform, and so it's also like encourage gambling, basically.
Yeah.
Which is, hey, one fucking way to do it. There's all sorts of bad shit on the internet. Like there's, and it's not great that people would be kind of maybe gambling more than they would be, but would more people get addicted to gambling, or like more people slip into like Gunna fucking horrible habits of parasocial weird fucking connections with women online? I would rather probably play some poker, but that is maybe that's an age thing, maybe that's me. I think it's really toxic, and it's actually really fucking crazy how but what I was trying to say, like with the siders and things, like Twitch is trying to become like the fucking libs and be like, oh, we're a moral high ground because we don't allow gambling because children are on our platform.
But they'll show them like,
and you're like, okay,
booby
and then they
streams.
turn, and then you like turn your back, and you turn back around, and you're like, whoa. He's like, what the fuck happened, Twitch? I thought you just said you didn't want people playing poker on stream because of the children.
No, yeah,
Like,
they have a lot of arbitrary.
Then,
that's the reason why I wouldn't start a Twitch, because they have a lot of arbitrary, punitive shit on there.
It seems very silly,
YouTube's
but
pretty not great.
It serves Twitch to do these moves because they make 50% on any sub that someone makes towards someone. So every person for all those titty streams that were like, yeah, that's fucking sick, I'll give you a thing so that you shake your tits about. Twitch is making 50% of that money.
Yeah.
So they don't care.
Yeah,
they do care, but they didn't. Like, this is kind of, they've completely reversed it now. And there's
yeah.
within 24 hours, they completely reversed it, and there's no nudity allowed on the platform whatsoever again. Because they misjudged how it would go down. It's like, no, you didn't. Like, you knew exactly how it would go down, but you didn't really think about how people would be really pissed off about it in the way that they would be, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you knew that people would take advantage of it in the way that they were going to. 100%. You've seen that every single time you change the slightest bit of your fucking meta, that women are all of a
the
sudden
thoughts come running,
literally in paddling pools, indoors, in their room, in bathing outfits, to navigate your fucking stupid terms of service so they can still do what they want to do and still make
groom
money.
children.
And you will still allow it in the form that they've done and through the loopholes that they've jumped through, because you're going to make the fucking money. So, like, do you know what I mean? It's just fucking, it's toxic bullshit feeding toxic bullshit.
Well, this seems to be like the next clip. We can't show any clips.
We can't show clips. This is the point, because
sake.
the fucking sharing web pages thing is fucked, and my fucking mouse is totally run out of battery.
Well, the next thing we were going to show was this new influencer guy. Well, what's his name again? He's an Australian influencer.
Oh, Donut Daddy.
Donut Daddy, and he.
I'm going to plug this in to charge, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to end the stream. We're going to be here.
We're going to be
forever.
Streaming eternally.
So
go
let
do
me
that.
just plug this into charge.
I'll explain. So he's this guy he's an Australian streamer called Donut Daddy, and he basically thirst traps, but with food, and does incredibly sexually suggestive content with food. And he's like blown the fuck up overnight, has like a gajillion like subscribers. I don't know who watches this kind of thing. I don't find it erotic whatsoever, but clearly people are very lonely and lacking in physical contact, so this sort of thing like appeals to them and makes them horny. To me, somebody conspicuously trying to be hot is not sexy.
It's fucking cringe.
It's cringe. But like, I don't know, that appeals to people these days. And it's even with the whole AI girlfriend thing, like the conspicuous character of the big titty goth GF and like the manic pixie one. Like, it's so contrived. Like, the sexual kismet is so cartoonish. Sorry, not kismet. Sorry, the sexual zeitgeist is so cartoonish to me, and there's nothing sexy or organic or libidinal about that. It seems empty, really empty to me. And yeah, this specific guy, like, it's cute, it's funny or whatever, but personally, I feel like if you're not super lonely, someone trying to be conspicuously sexy in that way,
there's like a little clip
is
of
not
him
hot.
finishing off making like an espresso martini and then licking the top of it like he's, I guess, licking
He's like eating
a lady's pussy.
Yeah.
But it's like, if someone gave me the espresso martini and then did that, I'd be fucking mortified, mate. You just stuck your tongue in my drink. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. It's like
not
narcissistic
sexy.
and it's weird. I could never imagine filming yourself.
It's like, don't slap the dough like it's butter.
Like,
are you going to fuck the dough, bro?
Like, spread your cheeks or
He
whatever.
wants to spread the dough and fuck it. Do you think he fucks any of the food that he makes?
Probably.
I think that there's a good chance that he was actually the original inspiration for Apple, like for American Pie.
He's taken his inspiration from American Pie. 'Cause he's after it.
Clearly, it's just like ridiculous, man.
But I don't know. People are lonely. People are lacking in contact. People find this kind of really performative sexuality sexual because they're not having sex. And they're not having sexual encounters.
You know what, man? If you can sell a fucking, like, you know, dinner party service for bitches doing that, Fair fucking play. Because I bet that there's a lot of like thirsty cougar fucking middle-aged ladies that would like pay that guy thousands of dollars to just go and do exactly that right in front of them in their kitchen. Prepare them food after he's fucked it up a little bit and given it the sexy fuck.
Oh my god.
They'll be like, oh my god, and then they'll be all fucking wet eating their pie or whatever the fuck.
No,
it
I
is.
can't. That's just I don't know. I thought it was more aimed towards gay men.
Like,
I don't think it's like a female gays thing. I can't see how that would.
We watched that thing the other
appeal to-
day where there was a whole fucking dinner party service for fucking middle class white ladies to come around and get told that they're fucking super racist by these like fucking other
critical
fucking,
race theory.
Yeah,
grifter
fucking liberal women. So if they would spend fucking $6,000 on that, 100% they're going to spend $6,000 at least
some,
for fucking
Australian hunk
magic
finger
fucking,
fuck some pudding or whatever.
Magic naked chef might fucking come and make some donuts in the kitchen.
I don't know. I think it's pathetic. I think that the lengths to which people go to seek sexual validation on the internet is like really
what happened to
pathetic.
just having a wank and being all right with that? Like, why do you need to kind of like? But this is what I'm saying. If it was like, I'm gonna make it like I'm selling this fucking naked dinner party service,
then you'd have respect for
then
that.
it's like, I get
Fair
it, bro.
play.
You're making a fucking bit. You're a good-looking guy. You're in shape. It all serves like this greater purpose of your fucking business or whatever. Like, I get it. But just kind of making slutty videos on the internet. It's kind of a bitch move, is it not? Like it's kind of like a chick's thing to do, isn't it? Like it's not really like it's not really something like a self-respecting man's gonna do, isn't it? Like it's sort of like a slutty woman's thing, isn't it? Like it's
not for him.
No, or am I being really old-fashioned now?
Clearly, you haven't figured out the game. You've not been put on to game. It's not all cryptocurrency. If you want to make money as a dude, you can slut it up on the internet as well.
It's
you want to.
It's the poster. It's that really gay one that did it all, isn't it?
Which one?
For he flipped the script. That one that was always posting his butt and got in trouble. Andrew Charles, whatever his name is.
James Charles or whatever.
Charles.
Yeah. I remember.
He started it.
I remember it.
Because he's super gay. So it's like, yeah, you can do that. Like it's like, you know, chicks do that. You're super gay.
So
whatever.
he opened the floodgates to make it socially acceptable for men. Men
can post slutty videos on the internet. It's like, can we? Because it's a little bit, you know.
Oh goodness.
I wouldn't do that. And it's not just because I'm some sort of frigid, like Victorian man. It's because I'm a self-respecting person.
You wouldn't post slutty pictures on the internet.
I wouldn't depict myself fucking bread dough on the internet.
Even for money.
How much money? This is what I'm saying. Like, how much? Like a fleeting bit of money for like ad views on a video, and I have to perpetually make videos of me fucking dough and other types of food to carry on living because now my entire livelihood is wrapped around the ad revenue of these videos of me making sexually suggestive videos of food
to dough. Yeah.
Like, no, you couldn't live like that. That's just I couldn't live like that.
No.
But if it was like, oh yeah, I'm a sexy guy and I do these dinner parties and they cost a lot of money, and then I can do fucking one a month and make a shitload of money. Mm-hmm. Hey, brother, absolutely go for it. That's like you cracked the matrix. That's amazing. You know, and maybe you get some sweet cougar puss in the meantime as well.
Wow.
Or even find yourself a sugar mama on top of that.
It's a good life. It's like, not a bad life.
I can see that going all sorts of really pleasant ways, but just being like a bit of a man slut and posting loads of videos online, less respect. Less respect.
Well, anyway, moving on. Next topic was the Mark Zuckerberg bunker, which has been in the news. So he spent, it's like
$100 million
making, and apparently this is one of the biggest personal projects ever undertaken in American history, to build an underground bunker. And this seems
Which
to be...
surprises me, kind of.
Why? It's a trend among billionaires currently.
Yeah, but how long has America had billionaires? $100 million doesn't really seem like that much money.
Well, yeah, to
if you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like $100 million feels like the first time I made a couple $1 billion, I would go and do something fucking stupid and do something.
But it's
like
a
that.
lot to spend on any one
I'm
project.
gonna build a UFO style fucking mansion that has underground fucking bunkers and all this crazy shit. Like, absolutely, I would do that in the first $2 billion I fucking made. Like, so it surprises me that like
They're not doing more James Bond.
Yeah, you would hear that. You would think that there would be way more James Bond kind of bunkers in the world.
Well, it does sound quite James Bond-esque.
It sounds cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
But even then, 100 million is a lot to spend on any given project, like any one project. And the fact that it is an underground bunker that's like storing food and things like that, this seems to be a trend currently among the sort of billionaire class, which makes me worried.
Is it, who else is doing it in the billionaires though?
There were a couple of others. I think Beyonce and Jay-Z are doing it. I think Bill Gates also. Quite a few billionaires have been building.
Go in the cupboard.
Warren Buffett.
Wherein Alex Jones is all like the fucking Jim Bakker food and like all of the survival nutrients you need to survive 100 years.
Are you saying that if you
go
built...
into Beyonce and Jay-Z's and it's just like full of shea butter?
Oh, wow. So racist. So racist.
And that's
Can't
just for
believe it.
Jay-Z.
Oh, you would, to survive the apocalypse, you would need a lot of shea butter. But even then, if you were a billionaire, be honest, would you build a bunker?
Fuck yeah.
No, I think my ethics are against it. Like I wouldn't.
What are you talking about?
Because I feel like it should be illegal. I feel like if we're gonna destroy the planet, we should all go out together as a species. I think it's like a pernicious thing to do, to like build a bunker and be like, in any emergency, me and mine would survive and fuck everyone else. Like, I don't think I could. What's the point of being alive if it's not to be with other people?
To have all of my cool shit and fucking hang out and fucking ride quad bikes around my fucking massive underground bunker.
Wow. We know where you stand. We know where you stand. You're going to be licking Zucky's boots so that you can like get in the bunker.
No, you got to try and like, I guess that's kind of like the thing that people don't like about it, is that it kind of brings you down to like this sort of very primitive, like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying,
collection of resources and like not survival for the fittest, but survival for the person who is able to accumulate most resources. That doesn't necessarily mean the fittest, but fittest within the conditioned societies that we've made. Hang on.
Yeah. In that sense, like it makes sense in that kind of really social Darwinian way. And I guess these news stories are always kind of a reminder of that. And like, despite the fact that we're constantly told that, you know, we're in this sort of fair society,
we're all animals, and if you're going to want to ensure the survival of your fucking family and whatever else in like dire times and like a crazy unstable world, who's going to blame you to do that? You know, like, it's totally understandable. And you know, I fucking hate billionaires and don't think they should exist. Right? But they do, and if I was that person, I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, because I personally would. I personally don't think life is worth it if everyone's dead. Like, what's the point?
Because then you're like Adam and Eve, isn't it?
No, just the existential weight of that alone would be horrible.
The kind of horny fucking you're gonna have with your wife. Just like, we're the only ones left. We're the only ones fucking right now.
No one else.
Whole
is fucking.
world.
Only we're fucking right now. That is kind of hot in a way. But it would wane after a while, and then you'd be left with the existential dread.
That's fine. And
after the horniness dissipates.
And then you've got like all the vodka and drugs and everything you've like you know, fucking kept. You can just fucking chill.
Just do ketamine
in your cave and like
fucking
do acid and fucking relax and play video games. Like, you know, it's not gonna be that bad, dude.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be the last.
It'd be like
humans.
Fallout. You've made like Angie and Jake's vault, and it's full of like Angie and Jake's perfect little paradise to survive under that. Oh. And then after like a while, we trot out and fucking go and shoot rad roaches and fucking
and fuck and repopulate more.
Yeah,
and like,
exactly.
Know. Yeah, that sounds okay. If it was me and you, sure.
Or we'd have to find some sort of like what do you call it? Cryogenic sleeping chamber, so that we can outlast all the fallout, and then we can reappear like like in Fallout 4.
Like in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, even then, like I was saying, it's a stark reminder of the social Darwinian jungle that we're in, and that it really is survival of the fittest, and that if shit does hit the fan, there is not going to be like altruism. Like, do you think Mark Zuckerberg is going to like go and like call all his neighbors?
No, he's building an island in Hawaii.
So it's like it's isolated.
Yeah.
That's even more evil.
It's so
like I would
gangster,
if
so
I wanted to be an
gangster.
altruistic billionaire,
I would do that. I would do that.
I would at least do it in a neighborhood so that I could call everyone in my neighborhood into the bunkers to survive along with me.
Why?
To have people to live with. What's the point if you don't
They're
have
all
people?
gonna fuck you off after the first week of spending time with them. You've never known any of these people in your fucking life. You're also in a position of power over them. You bring them into your fucking bunker and they'll eat you and then fucking steal all of your shit.
You have a very
pessimistic.
You have a very pessimistic
No,
view
dude.
of
In
human nature,
those kind of
Jake.
survival fucking Fallout kind of times and situations, dude, you can't be extended any kind of naive, oh yeah, you can come in here. Everyone's going to be fair to each other. It's like, no, everyone's going to obey by the rules and only to how far they're enforced.
You need genetic variety.
You're gonna have to be some kind of Mr. House or like overseer of your Fallout vault.
You need genetic variety. That's like the major thing, right? You can't just have yourself and like and that's the thing.
Strongest shape in nature is a triangle, Angie. Okay, so there's me, you, and one other, and that can either be Naboo or like a child or like a friend.
I thought you were. I was waiting for you to say like another wife or something.
Hey, it has to be a triangle. I didn't say what it has to be made of.
You're terrible.
If you feel like two wives and a Jake is the best.
No,
way to go,
I never fucking said
it's
that.
the best way to go into
why
Vault
not
101.
why not two husbands and
Two
an
husbands,
Angie?
because there's going to be
Too much testosterone.
Yeah, but then it's going to be inherent
too much
physical.
tea.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas women, I don't know, someone will poison someone.
Yeah, it'll be me. I'll be poisoning
someone's tea
them.
will be a slightly different color one morning, and then I will only be down to one wife.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you want that? Is that what you want?
Well, then we do have a second wife for dinner. So it's going to make the supplies stretch a bit longer.
I don't know. Moving on to the paranoia apocalyptic aspect. So the archetype of the apocalypse is something that we talk about a lot on the podcast.
It's because everyone feels like it's coming.
Yeah, it seems to be possessing everyone right now. Everybody,
Even
no matter what
Zucky.
their political persuasion is, has some sort of apocalyptic notion currently. Even it was really funny. We were watching Alex Jones on Tucker Carlson the other day, and even he's like, "It's over, man," type of energy. So yeah, everyone seems to be kind of like possessed by the archetype of the apocalypse, including these fucking billionaires, and that is quite concerning to me.
Well,
Even if we are addressing it as a psychological phenomenon and as just an archetype, it is it's still concerning to me that that's where the collective psyche is at.
His reasoning is pretty interesting because it's sort of like he basically confessed on Tucker Carlson. He's not like a prophet and doesn't, receive messages from God or any of that shit really. Like, he reads the reports by all of these kind of institutions and what would you even call them?
Are you talking about Zuckerberg or are you talking about
No, Alex Jones. Like,
I was like,
he reads like the Club of Rome and he reads like
he
all
reads
these
their
types of guys
literature.
and what they're up to and the kind of reports they put out and the think tanks that they have and the kind of things that they're thinking about. And they're always thinking about some pretty fucking horrible, nuts, dystopian shit.
Yeah.
And that stuff does actually come through into reality, in 5 or 10 years or whatever. And that's what he was saying, is like they had the plan for like the millennium, and that kind of came through, and then they had the plan for, whatever, and that kind of came through, and they've got the plan for 2030, and we're on the way. Digital currency, 15-minute cities, lockdown, like all this stuff.
Yeah, all of that sort of thing. Yeah.
It's super, like the kind of, and everyone sort of inherently feels the world changing, but also there's a great pushback against the way that the world is changing into. Yeah. Because it feels like inherently inhuman. Yeah. And so there's like I would say at least 50% of people probably. Yeah. I'd like to think at least 50% of people. Yeah. are like, no, I don't want the world to change like this.
Yeah,
I don't want.
Most people don't want the world to change in the way that it's currently changing.
I don't know about
There's
most
a
people.
lot of resistance to.
I don't know about
it.
most people.
Really, you don't think so?
I don't know. I think a lot of people are like, take me, iRobot. Let's fucking go. This world is terrible and full of racism and colonialism, and maybe us humans are terrible, and we should become fucking
transhuman, cyborg,
internet, fucking consciousness, robot things, powered by AI or whatever the fuck, so that we can kind of free ourselves of our oppressor shackles and move on to the next stage of consciousness. And that sounds like a pretty weird and interesting, compelling, like sci-fi novel, but it doesn't particularly appeal to me in many ways.
No. I don't know.
Many aspects do appeal to me.
I mean, that's the thing. I would be lying if I said that there weren't aspects of this brave new world that don't titillate and excite me in certain ways.
But I think...
but I'm also terrified of it at the same time.
The
massively.
way of life is also just like I guess you just have to be ready to let it go, right?
What do you mean?
Like the way we live, like running around, being so concerned about fucking money and all of this kind of stuff. It feels like the next technological revolution. I don't feel like the internet had the same kind of prophetic predictions behind it that AI has got. Where it was like, the economy is going to fucking... Well, no, maybe it's like the economy is going to revolutionize, but it certainly wasn't like people are going to be out of job. There's going to be no need to
human obsolescence type.
And a lot of the people
there wasn't
that
a human obsolescence narrative behind the internet.
Even I think the idea that a lot of people have around AI is like, oh, and there's not going to be much need for us to be doing anything anymore because there's this superior intelligence.
Yeah.
There's this sort of resignation that we're going to be okay with just like not doing anything or not wanting to do anything. Which I think is like really weird. Because that's like the total opposite of like everything humans have ever done ever in history.
Yeah.
When have we ever sat down and just done nothing?
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of a single fucking time.
No. Age of Aquarius, baby.
So I don't think that that's what's going to happen. I do think that there is going to be a massive change up with the economy. Like it's going to be massively impacted by AI.
Big time.
To the point where it could genuinely, change the very nature of the way you think about life and work and all those things. Is it really going to be for the better?
Who knows?
I have big doubts.
Me too. I don't think it's going to be the luxury gay space communism that the leftists are always talking about.
I would love it to be like a conversation. I'd much rather it be a conversation than it be, and that's what I would like the democratic process to kind of actually be.
But it's not a conversation, and that
it's dictated by these sort of think
mega
tanks,
corporations,
which then have recruited, Justin Trudeau and like all these sorts of politicians and people and whatever the fuck to infiltrate governments.
Yeah.
To then implement their ideologies.
Yeah, and most of their ideologies are stark, raving, fucking insane.
Yeah.
Which is the scary thing.
Well, it's all about controlling.
And profit.
Yeah, control and profit. And profit is control, right? Because if you have made all of this money, that is because someone else doesn't have it. And that is control. Because it's freedom. Money is freedom, right? To do whatever you want in the modern age. And I don't know, there's a big part of me that feels like, that wants to believe that all of this, like, fuck, we must fucking control human nature, knowledge, fucking people, money, where they can go, like all of this stuff
that will become broken.
That's gonna be like fucking broken. If like all of the combination of AI and like all of this UFO shit could blow shit wide open to the point where it would be super compelling and interesting. Or
it could be a total fucking
it could be like
disaster.
Totally manipulated and manufactured to like spy on you in ways that you wouldn't even think were fucking like possible.
Well, that is already happening. Like
yeah, that's already happening, but then like beyond what is happening now, right?
Well, that kind of goes into our next topic, which is sort of the persuasive aspect of AI and how it's being used to basically influence elections.
Well, it could be. So, like, one of the clip that we were going to show you was Sam Altman talking at a conference and talking about his concern about AI and how it could how it could affect elections and that kind of stuff. And what he was saying is that there's a really high responsiveness rate or reaction rate. I can't remember the exact language he used. But basically, AI chatbots can talk to antisocial people far more efficiently than people
Therapists, even.
Because
some cases.
They don't get tired. They don't whatever. So any antisocial person can like say whatever stuff, and it doesn't really matter because the AI chatbot is just going to keep trying to come back around to get the result of whatever it's trying to do through the conversation it's having with the thing on the other end. And so it could end up basically being able to manipulate people to vote and all sorts of things in ways which would swing elections. So it would be essentially like a Cambridge Analytica on crack, which is a bit of a scary thought.
Yeah, big scary thought.
And I think the first version of this is going to be unleashed already. There is like a political product, or however you would kind of describe it, like Cambridge Analytica was, where it was sort of like a, what do they call it? Like a phone banking service from a chat bot called Tracy or something like this, where it sounds quite robotic now. And it's like rings up, are you going to vote for this person? I know that you've been concerned about taxes before, or whatever fucking data it's managed to strangle from you on either social media or wherever it's pulling its shit from. And it will then have a conversation with you over the phone to try and persuade you one way or another to vote for whoever its employer is.
Yeah.
But then they say pretty openly in the advert that this could be done with a celebrity voice or whatever. And so you could just have like fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson ringing you up trying to make you vote for Joe Biden. Or maybe it won't be Joe Biden, it'll be fucking someone else in 2028 or whatever the fuck
your favorite celebrity.
Yeah. And
psyoping
sort of like,
you.
And I was just thinking about it. It's sort of like,
I don't even think it needs to go that far. All it takes is for a savvy enough political party to pay one of these AI girlfriend apps, and to
do some covert
sexy recruiting.
Propaganda.
I mean, the fucking U.S. Army has already discovered the power of the e-girl, which is we had clips that we were going to show a while back. There's one specific e-girl who's like she's like blown the fuck up, and she's like the US military fucking blah, 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 blah. They've discovered the power of these parasocial relationships and how they're like great, not only for extracting profit, but for also steering people in certain directions.
Israel are doing it as well.
Really?
Yeah, they had like a bunch of like thick Israeli girls in their military clothes in the dorm room, just like fucking around or doing whatever, dancing, whatever bullshit that they always do.
They had the guys one too. It was like a bunch of like a James Dean looking Israeli guys like smoking cigarettes or whatever. Like they've been trying to thirst trap people, but it just that just seems to be the language of now, is like thirst trapping basically.
Jay George said in the chat, bunkers sound lame as hell. I want a chateau in southern France. If I die, I die. I kind of respect the want for like something pretty and nice, but it's so impractical, bro. We're not talking practicalities here. We're talking about a vault. We're talking about fucking to live through nuclear apocalypse or something, maybe even worse. Like
to make sure that your seed carries on into the future.
I mean, he's probably got a chateau as well. He's a fucking billionaire. Like
exactly.
you can have both.
It's not even that big of a deal, dude. You're thinking small.
You got your fucking peasant brain on, man. You got your
brain.
fucking peasant brain on, and you gotta wake up and realize that the whole world is yours if you're a fucking billionaire. You can have whatever the fuck you want.
Whatever the fuck you want. More chat.
If you want some generic variety in your bunker, just bring Brazilians in it.
Good idea.
Donut Daddy is disturbing as fuck, and I don't understand it except for that The 50 Shades of Grey fucking weirdos. Yeah, maybe it fits that kind of
like weird,
female
like,
brain.
yeah.
That like, were you a 50 Shades of Grey girl?
Fuck you, absolutely not.
No,
no. Jesus Christ! Why would you ask such a horrible question? No.
Oh, you like a little choky choke sometimes.
Oh my god, be quiet! Shush! Jesus Christ! Doesn't mean I'm a fucking 50 Shades of Grey girl. Jesus Christ. Fucking embarrassing. Just
making a little jokey joke. It's all good.
No, I was never a 50 Shades of Grey person. But yeah, I can imagine that he appeals to that caliber of woman for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a lonely thing. It's a loneliness thing. I think the reason why me and Angie react so horribly to all of this stuff a lot of the time is because we've been together for nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the kind of like incel stuff or like AI girlfriend or like someone doing OnlyFans and shit, like that shit really genuinely baffles me because like when I was single last, dating apps were in their early stages. So it's sort of like the world has changed so much since I was single last, which sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But that's actually the truth because it's been nearly a decade.
Yeah.
And the world is moving at such a fucking bonkers fucking pace that it really is. So I do feel really fucking isolated from a lot of this stuff that is geared around like single people and their feeling of isolation. Yeah. And it's like, I feel...
But single, very young people specifically.
Like, we probably feel isolated in, like, a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, where, like, we
for
don't
community,
feel...
probably exactly. more than anything,
more of that kind of stuff than there is, like, on a personal loneliness. Yeah. Like, I have absolutely no one front. Mm-hmm. Where that is incredibly sad. Like, and I've also never been like that, even when I've been single and stuff. I've always had best friends and whatever. So it's like, I don't know. It's tricky.
I don't know. It's sad that society has gotten to this point where more and more people... There's always been people who have been lonely, but it's now like the norm among young people. And that's why this stuff is appealing. And it's... The more lonely you are, the more vulnerable you are.
That's why people are behaving the way they are as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, those women wouldn't be fucking on OnlyFans and oiling up their titties on Twitch if...
they weren't lonely themselves. Yeah.
If they had fucking boyfriends and they were in, like, healthy relationships... 0% chance would they be doing any of that, right?
Yeah. Unless they're like because like cucking seems to be a
or
thing.
I think it's also like the sort of like
now as well.
It's like the lie that I think a lot of people say to themselves, like it's like kind of like empowering to be single because then you're free to do whatever you want. And so I can like oil up my titties and go on Twitch and do whatever I want and make a load of money because like I'm a sexy single lady and the world is mine. No?
Yeah, that's part of like the message that it's sending.
There's not like a healthy kind of attitude around couples. And like people even trying to start a family. Yeah. Like that is actually even like triggering for a lot of like people. Yeah. Whether it's because they have some sort of apocalyptic environmentalist fantasy about the world or some other kind of thing where they think more
it's usually familial trauma. It's usually familial trauma, and then all that stuff is where they project their unprocessed familial trauma into catastrophizing about XYZ, in my opinion. Most of it's like unprocessed trauma. And I don't know. The sexual zeitgeist to me isn't healthy. And I'm somebody who's like, I'm fascinated by sexuality, even just like on like an anthropological level. I find it like really interesting. I'm not like anti-sex at all, but I'm like pro healthy sexuality in that sense. And the sort of sexual zeitgeist of now just seems so abject and desperate and geared towards addiction and disembodiment and like, and it's getting younger and younger people invested in it, and that's scary.
Back in my day, if you wanted a big titty goth GF, you had to go to the metal show and you had to fucking impress her somehow. Yeah. Okay? You had to look fucking badass. Or you had to fucking prove yourself in the mosh pit in somewhere, or you just had to be suave and had the riz, as the kids say these days, and go and like buy her a drink or something. You know? It was like a real life interaction and a stake of being embarrassed and humiliated with rejection by the big titty goth GF if she said no.
Yeah.
Okay, now you just either summon them on your phone or you summon them on Twitch. And that is just bizarre to me.
Bizarre.
And it's just like, I also, like, you know, the age of the internet that I grew up in, everybody was pirating everything because people didn't have fucking money to be spending on shit, right? So, like, now it feels like everyone's got a shitload of money where they can just chuck it at fucking random bitches on the internet. When did that happen?
I don't know.
Like, is it? How can it simultaneously be true that we're going through like a cost of living crisis, and the reason like you're probably at home on fucking Twitch is because you can't afford to go out in the evening and whatever the fuck and meet women, but then you would just chuck whatever speckles you've got left to the random oil titties on the internet.
Yeah. Whoring is one of the oldest professions in the world.
Baffles me,
and it's always appealed to all classes of men. Like, if we were to go back in time, we're in Camden, and that's like a like, you know, staple of Victorian London.
Like, you can
there would have been high end. This street probably had brothels. Our flat probably was a fucking brothel. Like, literally.
You can pirate premium porn. You know that? Like, you can pirate brazzers. Like, I just, like, I don't understand
why
like,
you want to pay. No, but it's the parasocial dimension that's like the extra level of appeal
because of the loneliness.
Yes.
So them being,
it scratches a little extra itch, you know.
Thank you, Porn King 89 fucking 420. I shook my boobies for you,
just for you.
And like that, like 5 seconds is just like, oh
yeah,
bro. Get some fucking help. Get some fucking help. That's sad. That's tragic.
And then on the female side of it, like, the women who do that are...
Do you think it's purely cynical for them?
For some, yeah. For some, it is purely cynical. For some, it's like a validation-seeking thing. A void-filling exercise. Which is sad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
but the reason it's kind of different now is that, like, you know, if I was, like, 14 to 24, in that age range, like, was I watching porn on the internet? 100%. Okay? Yes, I was. On my family computer, okay?
Oh my God.
100% I was.
Didn't you get caught or something, like, or get a virus or something?
Yes. I did get an early ransomware virus back in the day on a HP laptop. That did happen.
Terrible.
But you know, it wasn't like I was watching this woman make fucking commentary about video games with her tits out.
No.
And trying to... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is really weird. And I think if you're then going to sort of, like, end up jacking off to this person and watching them, like, stream and comment about stuff and build this sort of, like...
Parasocial.
It's beyond parasocial.
Yeah.
Because parasocial is just like watching a YouTuber every day and be like, oh yeah, they're actually my friend. Which is like fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Or even like not treating them like human beings because they're somehow like you feel like a level of comfortability with them because you've watched them on YouTube for however fucking long. Like that's a level of parasocial, or maybe it's just levels of it.
Yeah.
But like
I think it's unavoidable and that there are levels of it that are unhealthy and there are levels of it that are like acceptable.
Well, there was a really silly green text that I watched the other day that this reminds me of, right? Which was that this guy had basically trained himself to get hard every time he smelt pot pies.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Oh my God.
But what I'm trying to get at here is that
What's the point?
he sexually conditioned himself, okay, to get erect every time he smelt pot pies. And then for years afterwards, he genuinely got fucking hard every time he smelt pot pies. And this is hilarious, right? But the whole point is that we are fucking animals that can be fucking sexually programmed subconsciously or consciously. And if you are like jacking off to a single or couple of like women online that you only interact with through this way and then watch like more content and videos about them and stuff, the sexual thing is gonna change that. It's definitely gonna fuck up your sexuality.
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck up your ability to
engage with real sexuality
with
that's
real
embodied and healthy.
When the real time comes, bro, you're gonna need like fucking Belle Delphine pictures on your ceiling or whatever whilst your girlfriend is sucking you off.
Yeah.
And that's gonna, and maybe that even isn't enough. Yeah. Like that is actually
that's scary. That's scary.
Like the way that I think that people say like, oh, you can't get kids' attention these days because it's always on their phone or it's always on this and that and like other shit. Like I feel like sexual attention, that's going to be like a new problem for like people because of this new way that they're sexually conditioning themselves unconsciously, but through the basic what do you call it, incentives of
social media,
online marketplace, basically.
But it's hard because it grabs you by the id. And the thing is, as a content creator, you're incentivized to grab people by the id and by their sort of lower base desires because you can get more out of them in that way. Like if you titillate people or you sort of appeal to their lower drives in that sense, you're more likely to retain their attention. So you're incentivized to do that, and it's harder for people to resist falling into that because it is like, it's primal, it's literal it's primal fucking,
Well, speaking of streaming and the kind of general idea of Twitch and kind of what we were talking about before, there is something else that has launched this week which is very interesting and I do think is the genuine like good side of the internet in many ways, even though it's kind of seen as very toxic and everything else.
What?
And that is the launch of season 2 of Fish Tank.
Fish Tank?
This is Sam Hyde's internet reality streamed.
Oh my god!
We Live in Public type.
Is that?
TV
the We
show.
Live in Public. Oh, we should do a live watching of We Live in Public with our Discord.
Oh, definitely.
Well, we want to do Prometheus.
How meta.
We want to do Prometheus, but we probably can't do Prometheus because we're going to do Prometheus before Christmas. We probably can't do it before Christmas, but we can try to do it for New Year's. And then we should do We Live in Public because I feel like that's one that people in our Discord would really fucking like.
We could just start doing a movie night with the patrons.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I feel like that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. That'd be cool. Year. But yeah, anyway, go on.
Yeah, so this is like a show where he gets a whole bunch of random people to all come and live in a house, and then the chat engages with the house by buying microtransaction coins, basically, to then use those transaction coins to engage with the house in different options that come up or something. So it could be, turn the lights on and off or whatever kind of random thing it would be. It'll be disruptive. We're both
getting a cold. Ugh.
It'll be disruptive in some way. And then, they have to kind of do that or deal with a challenge or something like that. And then they kind of either get voted off or leave or... I can't remember. There was some sort of scandal with someone last time where he was kind of like... I think he had done something online previously. Like he had... I don't know, something pretty dark actually.
So why is this like a fucking positive thing then?
Oh, because he's making his own TV show and fucking it's about appealing to people's base instincts in its curiosity and other kind of things.
Why is that good?
Not on tits and cooming and
So there's no sexual kind of.
No, it's not. It's like just horseplay. It's just innocent fucking horseplay in a lot of fucking ways. Not innocent really. Like a lot of people, so they do nasty shit and whatever. it's fucking.
I'm lost. I'm lost as to how this is wholesome in any way.
Because it's not a fucking porn, dude. It's not. So fucking...
is the bar that low?
Yes. Yes.
Is the bar sunk that low?
The bar is that low. It's not fucking porn. No one's got their fucking tits out, and it's not. I think it's appealing to people's more base instincts in a similar way. It's like Big Brother without the bullshit. Do you know what I mean, man? Like fucking. It's like fucking.
Are you saying that we should start streaming our house? That we should just start like.
That we should start living in public?
We should start living in public?
I don't know, dude. That would be pretty bad. I feel like we should try and fucking go on season 3 of Fish Tank if they do a season 3.
Absolutely not.
Me and you as a couple.
Absolutely
not. We'd
not.
be fucking unstoppable, dude.
Absolutely not.
It'd be crazy.
Absolutely not. I'm too private, and I like to keep my mystery. So
you like to keep your mystery.
I could never. Absolutely not.
It would definitely all go on Fish Tank, like 100%.
Absolutely not. No way.
But I like that. I like that someone is embodying that spirit of the early internet and is doing something that is genuinely entertaining.
And that isn't about cooming.
No, yeah, and that isn't about cooming, doesn't fucking have advertising, doesn't like all of these fucking metrics of the modern internet that people fucking hate. None of that shit is present in something like this, which is a project of someone that is of the internet era, which isn't funded by a fucking power energy drink or some other fucking advertising or bullshit, and is just trying to provide you something entertaining, and hopefully you will fucking reward them like in return. That is literally the ethos of it, and I 100% respect that.
Okay, I got respect. I can take my hat off to that. That's rare. That's rare.
And it's creative as well. It's silly. It's silly, like Monty Python. He's dressed up in a fucking goofy cowboy outfit. He's got a character. He's fucking going crazy. He's doing all sorts of crazy shit in this fucking house, trying to freak people out. Like, it's fucking funny, dude. It's got all of these homages to things and threads to stuff that I fucking is all in my comedy bones as well. So like I have a big respect for Sam Hyde and what he's trying to accomplish. And everybody should check it out. I highly recommend it. It's really, really funny. Season 1 was hilarious.
Jake's recommendations. Well, guys, we love you, but we have to leave you because it is late.
You need to stall for 2 minutes because I need to get the mouse.
Oh my god, because we can't end the stream. So I have to fucking... Okay, fine. I have to filibuster for 2 minutes. Okay, hang on a second. Let's look at the chat. He says you're talking about the camp counselor pedo guy, Simmons, who wrote a book about how to date campers. What the fuck?
That was it.
What the fuck are you watching, Jake? What the fuck is this?
That was exactly it, dude. He was like,
what the fuck?
He wrote a bunch of like Amazon books on like how to fucking be a camp counselor and fucking
my God.
And like fucking sleep with ladies at the camps.
What, like girls?
I think like 18-year-old girls.
No, that's
like
so
young
weird.
girls. Yeah.
That's so fucking weird. No,
I mean, he's only like fucking 20 or some shit.
Still, like what the fuck? He sounds like a
but
creep.
it was creepy, and it was just like, bro, what the fuck is that?
Dude, what the fuck?
Or it might have been for underage girls, and then it really was like, get the fuck out.
What is
Everybody threw him
this
out.
show? What is this show?
Fish Tank, dude. This is
You're
like
banned from the internet, dude.
Why?
You're not allowed to be on YouTube anymore, dude.
Why?
Because you find the weirdest fucking shit.
It's great. It's so good. You should watch it with me.
Should I?
Yeah.
Why should I watch it with you?
Because it's fun.
We should make our own. I think we should just start like streaming 24/7.
Would be fucking savage, dude.
I'd be making speed in the bathtub, train spotting style.
British Fish Tank would be fucking savage.
Why do you think it would be savage?
We don't really have a figure like Sam Hyde in the UK.
No, we have no career. We don't
All
have
of
Riz.
Our YouTubers are fucking lame.
We don't have fucking Riz in the UK. We ain't got Riz in this country anymore.
Like our biggest YouTuber is like fucking KSI,
or like some makeup bitch, like I don't know, Zoella, or some stupid like fucking.
Or there's like all of those like smarmy ones that do all those sort of like half documentary silly things like Uber Butler and fucking.
Or like BreadTube people as well. The Brit because they're all British as well.
Yeah, exactly. But like none of.
Sorry, we apologize.
Not the same as like Sam Hyde, who's based and cool. Who's based and cool? This is what I'm trying to say.
Why is he hated? Why do people hate him? I'm confused.
Because he ripped the fucking shit out of iDubbbz for being a cuck. That's why everybody hates him. Oh yeah, and he made a show that like got preemptively cancelled on Adult Swim for being fucking Nazi related or something, and Tim Heidecker got it cancelled before it even aired.
Was it Nazi related?
I think they made probably a joke that referenced Nazis or something, but I don't think it was a
You think
Nazi
that it was
show.
like Tim Heidecker being a lib?
I think it was Tim Heidecker being a fucking super lib
and like having a panic attack.
Yeah, and
cancelling.
Stifling, who is I would say like the equivalent of the Shane Gillis to the legitimate comedy world, right? Mm-hmm. Sam Hyde is the internet comedy kind of like He's a fucking gemstone in that regard.
I've never watched anything of his before.
I've never really liked like his. Some of his sketches are funny. He's just a funny personality, and he does interesting things online. That's basically why I appreciate him. I don't think he's like a comedic genius in many senses or whatever the fuck, but he is funny, and he always has based opinions. And
You're like, I rate him.
I rate him.
Rate him highly.
I rate him highly.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
No, I'm interested to check out this internet show because like I always wondered when we watched We Live in Public if anyone would ever try to do something similar like in the modern age. And if it would work, or if it would just
and he's doing it, and it fucking went viral, and it was massive when it first happened. I can't believe you didn't hear about it.
We should do it. We should do an experiment. But it has to have Y2K vibes, like We Live in Public. If for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a guy, some Y2K millionaire who basically decided to live stream his life and his friends' lives and stuff, and invite them into this like huge warehouse before streaming was like even a thing.
He before YouTube was anything, he basically set up a website where you could broadcast your own TV channel. That was the entire like premise of it. And some people's entire TV channel was their lives, and it was them literally videoing them living in this box, which was their room or whatever the fuck. It was like in 1999 or something.
But the whole thing obviously devolved into a millennial cult. A millennialist doomsday cult or whatever. So it's like really fascinating and weird and gets really crazy at the end. But yeah, we should definitely watch it in the Discord.
Sid, yes, I did see the beginning of the Shane and Sam podcast. I need to watch that because I bet that they have a good chat as well. That would be really interesting to see those guys talk together.
Well, anyway, guys, it is late here in London. We love you and we must leave you. Thank you so much for coming and watching us tonight. If you want to join our Discord, you can do so by joining our Patreon. We are also reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead. First 2 episodes of our book club are up for free, but if you want to get more, access to more, join us on Patreon. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. See you guys in the new